So, the spoilers are out for My Hero Academia Manga chapter 339, and let's just say that from what we're getting in this chapter, we're slowing it down a little bit, as well as we're getting reintroduced to Hatsume, so that's gonna be fun, and we'll see why right after this. Hey guys, how's it going? It is your boy, Manga Mandrew, and I'm here to cover the spoilers for My Hero Academia Manga Chapter 339, which apparently is going to be keeping the same title scheme as the last chapter, which is the story about how we became the greatest heroes Part 2. And from what we see with the spoilers right now, we are going to be focusing on pretty much this entire chapter on Hatsume, Deku, and Ida getting their specific support tools, and a little bit of building up to what's going to come in the later future. So, before we get more into the spoilers, I'd like to ask you, if you haven't done so, to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Manga Mandrew, where I cover My Hero Academia content, discussions, spoilers, leaks, reviews. I do all that cool stuff, so if that's something that you're interested in, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And without the way, let's get into the spoilers. To start off, from what we see with the spoilers, we are going to get a cover page which shows Mei smiling, which makes sense because the last chapter ended with Mei, so it makes sense that we would get more introductions and seeing more Mei in this chapter, which we do, as we cut over to what is going to be the development studio, which is apparently bigger, because apparently this is where they oversee the UA barrier, and as Deku shows off his mid-gauntlets and how they have been blown off, he is asking Hatsume if she can fix them because it's an item that came from overseas, came from abroad, and that there is no way that they will be able to get new units in stock, as she asks him if he's going to need them in a hurry, which she responds with that it's impossible, while Deku has a serious expression on his face. And then later on, Mei would say that, from what we see with the text spoilers, that the state of the gauntlets, she would have to rebuild them from scratch, and that she wouldn't have the material that she would need to actually do so to replicate the specific features. And while she's saying this, she once again runs off, and Ida begins to ask about his armor and how if she can replace it, which she responds with it's impossible because she needs the original manufacturing records while running even faster. So what we see with these few scenes, we pretty much get a callback to the first time that they were able to meet with Hatsume, how she's very active, she's very hyper, and that she's unable to actually fix the gauntlets as well as Ida's suit. But from what we see later on, that is not going to be necessary. So with the next part of the text spoilers, we soon have Mei Hatsume apparently sitting down working on something while Deku begins to question her, and we see a hologram of the evacuation blocks from the UA barrier flying off, and here's where it's explained to us through Power Loader that Mei Hatsume was very crucial to the creation of the barrier, and how she's apparently thinking of new functions to increase security, as we are apparently going to get a little speech from her about inventions and how the hero support course is going to be able to support the heroes with heroic activities, and hands Midoriya a pair of gloves, which immediately punches him in the face as she says that it didn't replicate it exactly, but applied her own technology to make a similar item. We then get to see Air Force gloves attached to a mid-gauntlet arm portion. So this is very interesting. We're getting Mei Hatsume, who probably realizes that what she wants to do with her support items is to support the heroes, which she most likely got that from Deku, but we do get a piece of information that she was unable to replicate the gauntlet, but she created her own type of gauntlet, which is pretty much just Deku's gauntlets combined with his Air Force glove, and obviously it punches him in the face because it's Mei Hatsume. Her things never work out exactly first time. And apparently she also hands Ida a glove as well, which also punches him in the face, and she uses the same logic as with Deku's gloves, and after that she smiles and tells them both that they will win. So we did get a little bit of comedy from it, and that's fine. It's Mei Hatsume. I would have expected nothing less from her if there was no comedy, but as we've seen, they just got new equipment for them. Most likely when it comes to Ida, the gauntlet is probably going to either do a full form on his body, very similar to Deku's gauntlet, or it's just going to be an addition to his suit that could cause it to probably be a little bit more durable. We just don't know yet. And now we've actually reached the end of the spoilers, where we're getting a confirmation that Class 1A is leaving UA with Mount Lady, as she says that their priority hasn't changed and that they still want to find the League and the Liberation Army. The students are apparently worried about Aoyama and wondering whether or not they will be able to take his hand, but you just have Shoto most likely reaffirming Deku that he will, because he's the one who must have a strong image of what he wants to become, and that this is apparently a callback to the Stain fight, and it refers to what Shoto said during that fight. Then, as we get closer to the end, as well as get to the end of the text spoilers, we apparently get a scene of Kansei, where we get to see Fat Gun, Tamaki, and Nejire, who has short hair, as they are saving civilians from villains, as we have Fat Gun saying that the next battle will be a total and unprecedented war, and that we will see that this region is also full of barriers. And as we get to the final page, most likely as we get to the last line of the text spoilers, is that we see a page that shows All Might entering a building along with Hawks, saying that he has gathered what he needs for the next plan, and most likely this is the end of the chapter. So, from what we see with the spoilers, this is going to be a slower chapter of My Hero Academia, where we're going to be focusing on Deku and Ida getting new equipment, as well as setting up this idea that Class 1A is going to be leaving UA, most likely to go and enact the plan that Aizawa has, as well as we get potential hints to a plan that All Might has, which may be in reference to killing Stain, because that is something that All Might may be determined to do, based off Stain's will as well. And we even get to see small cameos of Tamaki, Nejire, and Fat Gum, showing that even though they're not playing a huge role in the story, that they still are in the story, and that the UA barrier is most likely being expanded further and further. So yeah, that's all I really have to say about the spoilers right now. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and if you did, why not leave a comment down below on what you think of this spoilers. Do you think that the spoilers for this chapter are accurate? Do you think that this is going to be a very bombastic chapter, or do you think that it's going to be relatively short, comparable to the spoilers? Leave your thoughts down in the comments down below. Leave a like on the video if you liked it. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you like this type of content, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to be notified for whenever I upload more content like this. Do all that cool jazz, and hopefully I'll be able to catch you in my next video. Goodbye!